Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'm Linda, and this is For the Record, Your Honor, Jorge Prado, The Search for the Missing Piece. And this is from mxnewsonline.com.
Jorge Prado. Dude, at Media Days, he's ready to go. He's like, bring it on, basically. He didn't actually say that, but in his own way, he's got all the talking done. Where are you at with Jorge? What do you expect? And what are you looking for Prado?
Well, I think for Jorge, I think it's great for our racing to have him up front. I think that would be really cool to see. Him rebound from the past season that definitely didn't go as well. Obviously, we saw, we heard, we read, we listened to everything that had happened in the depart from Factory Kawasaki and which obviously isn't ideal in anybody's situation. But I'm going to be honest. I think he's kind of got. He's got some big shoes to fill, I should say.
Yeah.
And not filling anybody's particular shoes, but I think in the position that in everything that he has said and come out with, not really, because he has said that, like, get me on that motorcycle and I'll perform. Right. So okay, now you're on that motorcycle, and now it's time to perform. I'm entitled to come into to learning Supercross first SMX rounds. That's a huge bite to take off and digest. So I think for this year, he's on the bike that he so-called grew up on or is so familiar with, and which I agree he totally is. He spent a lot of time on the Austrian brand. But I think it's now it's go time. Now he's going to have to perform under, I think, more pressure. He's probably got some of the most pressure out there actually than most of these guys, just because of the situation, the past situation, and what has happened.
100%. I think too, like in goals, RV, dude, he's got to make it through Supercross.
Vamos a empezar.
Light. ¿Qué tal la temporada? Hey guys, now officially I'm a Red Bull KTM factory racing rider, but let me show you how the deal became real.
Jorge Prado wins his fourth world title.
Vamos a probar, malo será. Y de pedir un deseo, ir de naranja. Con ir de naranja, no me refería a esto. Me refería a volver a KTM.
Sometimes a new beginning doesn't start with a contract, but with a feeling. In his latest YouTube video, Jorge Prado describes precisely this vague something's missing, good tracks, good people, and yet this persistent feeling of being off track that just won't go away. California was the right move, but not complete. It worked on paper, but not in my gut. For months, he just kept asking himself the same question. Why doesn't this feel like the place where everything comes together? And why is he so often the only 450cc rider on the test track while the rest of the top competitors are clearly training elsewhere? Florida wasn't just a spontaneous thought, but an idea that took root. Knowing that over 95% of 450 SX riders live on the East Coast, the feeling grew that we were geographically in the wrong place, both athletically and mentally. If you want to compete with the best, you have to be where they ride every day. So Florida, so Baker's factory, a test, a change of scenery, a conscious step out of his comfort zone, a place Prado has known for years from videos and which he now wanted to experience himself, not through a screen, but with dust in his helmet and his pulse racing. And this is where it gets interesting because this text isn't based on traditional press statements, but clearly on Prado's own YouTube video. It's all more striking than that comment function was deactivated there, unusual for Prado, who otherwise allows interaction with his community. When silence speaks louder than comments, the silence under the video suddenly speaks volumes, just the video itself. The reason for this might lie in the preceding upload. There, the tone in the comments shifted noticeably. Less support, more pressure. Less analysis, more judgment. Terms like quitter, no more excuses, and now we'll see who's exposed dominated the discussion. It was no longer about development, but about questions of guilt. Not about trials, but about final judgments. Anyone who is consistently exposed to this background noise quickly understands why, in the next chapter, it's better to pull the plug before a decision turns into a tribunal. Back to KTM AG reset instead of regression. After a challenging period with Kawasaki, both athletically and mentally, Prado has now returned to where his career was long rooted, within the KTM AG environment. Not a nostalgic relapse, but a deliberate reset. The subtext of his video fits perfectly. Less background noise, less justification, more focused on rhythm, trust, and that elusive feeling that everything is right when the gate drops. Florida is more than just a training location. It's a decision about direction. Prado sounds like someone who doesn't just want to get faster, but also wants to arrive back at a place of peace, at peace with himself, on his bike, and his surroundings. Perhaps that's exactly the missing piece of the puzzle he's looking for. This story won't be written by the next hype video, but by the coming weeks on the motorcycle. Whether Florida will become their new home, whether Baker's factory is the place where everything falls into place, that remains to be seen. Only time will tell.